He has a few words to say about Bible and science. And if you can go ahead and...
Yeah, Bible and science. The tendency is, of course, in evangelicalism to just read the Bible flat out. You see it in Genesis 1 to 11. The people who originally read it probably took it literally. And the average Christian takes it literally and just goes on the way. One of the problems, however, is that the people who originally spoke and wrote and read and heard those writings had different ideas in their head about the world around them than the average Western, especially American Christian. So what happens is, as American Christians read the account and they want to believe it, they automatically, without even realizing it, are changing the meanings of the words in the text. So they think it all's working with modern science just fine because they've automatically already changed the meaning. When you get to really study the background of the text, especially we're talking here about Genesis 1 to 11, and we realize that's funny, like Genesis 1, the concepts, one after another, line up right along with ancient Near Eastern concepts from beginning to end. And I'm just talking about beginning and end, just make this short. But at the beginning of Genesis 1, right after God's going to create that, God creates the heaven and the earth, you begin with a great deep, a ocean that is covering the earth and darkness that is covering the earth. Now, that is at the very beginning of ancient Near Eastern origin stories in Egypt, in Mesopotamia, and it's just a typical beginning. In science, you don't really begin with an ocean. You really begin with dry earth, and then 150 million years later you get an ocean. But when Christians read that, they just go, oh, he must be starting the narrative after an ocean has appeared. That's not the original meaning, but by thinking that, they think they've stayed in line with science and everything is just working fine. And in fact, they're reading ancient science and changing it in their own heads. Same thing happens at the end of near the end of the chapter in 124, where God has the animals coming up out of the earth. Let the earth bring forth the animals. And they come up then, the earth itself brings them forth, just like plants. And they're coming up out of the ground as if they were plants, all the different animals. What happens when Western Christians read that is they just automatically kind of allegorize. Well, let's see animals on the sixth day and the earth, and then it just kind of becomes kind of nebulous, and so it all works fine. But it really is saying the animals are coming out of the ground like plants, and that goes back to ancient Mesopotamian ideas. In Sumer, one of the earliest creation stories of humans has the humans coming up out of the ground as plants. So we're reading ancient Near Eastern ideas, but our head is fixing it as we go along so that they all look like and sound to us like they're just common, regular, no problem ideas. That's it.
Okay, well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Welcome.